You become what you think, written and published by Ngasline. Every thought that crosses your mind is like a seed being planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. Just as a gardener carefully selects which seeds to plant, knowing they will eventually grow into full-blown plants, you must become equally mindful of the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. These mental seeds grow into the reality you experience, shaping your actions, attitudes, and ultimately your life's direction. Consider how a single negative thought, when nurtured, can grow into a towering tree of doubt and fear. Perhaps you tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," after a minor setback. If allowed to germinate, this thought begins to spread its roots through your consciousness, affecting your confidence in other areas of life. Soon, this single seed of self-doubt might manifest in declined opportunities, strained relationships, or abandoned dreams, all because you gave it the nutrients it needed to grow. On the contrary, positive thoughts operate with the same powerful principle. When you plant thoughts of capability, resilience, and possibility, they too take root and flourish. These beneficial mental seeds grow into strong beliefs that support your growth and achievement. By consciously choosing to nurture thoughts like "I am capable of learning and growing," or "I have the power to create positive change," you create an internal environment where success can naturally flourish. Understanding your thought patterns requires honest self-observation. Throughout each day, thousands of thoughts flow through your mind, each one carrying the potential to either enhance or diminish your life experience. Some thoughts are like weeds. They appear uninvited, and if left unchecked, can overtake the garden of your mind. Others are like precious flowers that need protection and care to bloom fully. The process of thought selection becomes easier when you recognize that you are not your thoughts. You are the gardener who chooses which thoughts to cultivate. This distinction gives you the power to pause when a thought appears and consciously decide whether it deserves space in your mental garden. Ask yourself, will this thought help me grow? Will it bear fruit that nourishes my goals and aspirations? Eliminating toxic thinking patterns requires both vigilance and patience. Just as a gardener must consistently pull weeds to maintain a healthy garden, you must regularly identify and remove thoughts that don't serve your highest good. This might mean catching yourself when you engage in self-criticism, worry about things beyond your control, or harbor resentment toward others. Each time you notice these mental weeds, consciously replace them with more productive thoughts. The practice of productive thinking involves more than just positive thinking. It requires strategic thought cultivation. This means deliberately planting thoughts that align with your values and goals. If you aspire to build a successful business, plant thoughts of innovation, service, and determination. If you want to improve your relationships, cultivate thoughts of empathy, understanding, and genuine connection. Your mind's soil is eternally fertile, always ready to grow whatever seeds you plant within it. Each morning presents a fresh opportunity to choose which thoughts you'll nurture throughout the day. Will you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation? Or will you sow thoughts of possibility, growth, and achievement? The choice is yours, and this choice shapes not only your present experience, but also your future reality. Thoughts, like seeds, need time to grow and manifest. Be patient with the process while maintaining unwavering faith in the power of your chosen thoughts to create your desired reality. Your mind is the most powerful garden you'll ever tend. Plant your thoughts wisely, nurture them consciously, and watch as they grow into the life you envision. The focus factor. Have you ever noticed how a magnifying glass can concentrate sunlight to create fire? Your attention works in exactly the same way. Whatever captures your focus becomes amplified in your life, growing more prominent and influential with each passing moment of concentrated awareness. This fundamental principle of human consciousness forms the backbone of personal transformation and achievement. Our minds possess an extraordinary ability to enhance whatever we consistently focus upon. When we direct our attention toward opportunities, solutions, and possibilities, these elements naturally expand in our awareness and, consequently, in our lives. Conversely, when we fixate on problems, limitations, and fears, These aspects tend to dominate our experience, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of negativity. This phenomenon explains why two people can encounter the same situation, yet walk away with entirely different experiences. The person who focuses on the learning opportunity within a failure will grow and advance, while the one who dwells on the disappointment might remain stuck in a cycle of self-doubt. Your focus determines not just what you see, but how you interpret and interact with the world around you. Consider your mind as a sophisticated camera lens. Just as a photographer chooses which elements to include in the frame and which to leave out, you have the power to select where you direct your mental energy. This choice isn't always conscious. Many people allow their attention to be pulled in various directions by external stimuli, much like a leaf being blown about by the wind. However, developing conscious control over your focus can revolutionize your life experience. Creating positive attention patterns requires practice and intention. Start by becoming aware of your current focus habits. Where does your mind naturally drift during quiet moments? What thoughts occupy your awareness when you're faced with challenges? These patterns have likely developed over years of unconscious repetition, but they can be redirected with conscious effort. The redirection process begins with a simple decision to shift your attention when you notice it dwelling on unproductive thoughts. Instead of allowing your mind to spiral into worst-case scenarios, guide it towards solution-oriented thinking. Rather than fixating on what might go wrong, concentrate on what could go right. This isn't about ignoring problems or practicing toxic positivity. It's about maintaining a balanced, productive perspective that serves your growth and well-being. Think of your attention as valuable currency. Every moment you spend focusing on something is an investment of this precious resource. Would you carelessly throw away your money? Probably not. Yet many people unconsciously squander their attention on thoughts and activities that depreciate their mental and emotional wealth. By treating your focus as the valuable asset it is, you can make more intentional choices about where to invest it. The digital age has introduced unprecedented challenges to maintaining focused attention. Social media, constant notifications, and the endless stream of information compete fiercely for your mental energy. In this environment, developing strong focus muscles becomes even more crucial. Creating boundaries around your attention, deciding what deserves your focus and what doesn't, is a fundamental skill for modern success. Your focus isn't just about what you actively think about. It's also about what you choose not to think about. Just as a garden requires both planting desired flowers and removing weeds, managing your attention involves both cultivating positive focus areas and deliberately excluding destructive thoughts. This dual process creates space for beneficial patterns to take root and flourish. Your attention patterns today are creating your reality tomorrow. By consciously directing your focus toward what you want to grow in your life, be it relationships, career opportunities, personal development, or creative projects, you set in motion the forces that will shape your future. The focus factor isn't just about seeing what's already there. It's about creating what could be through the power of sustained, intentional attention. Building tomorrow today. The thoughts you entertain today are actively constructing your future reality. Every idea, belief, and mental pattern you nurture serves as a building block for the life you'll experience tomorrow, next month, and years from now. This profound relationship between present thoughts and future outcomes operates through the compound effect, a powerful force that multiplies the impact of consistent thinking patterns over time. When you understand that your current thoughts are architects of your future, you begin to approach your mental activity with greater intention and care. Consider how a small seed planted today grows into a mighty tree over time. Your thoughts follow the same principle. They may start as subtle whispers in your mind, but they gradually manifest into tangible realities through your actions, decisions, and the opportunities you recognize or create. Future visualization serves as a powerful tool in this building process. By deliberately creating detailed mental images of your desired outcomes, you establish neural pathways that guide your actions toward those goals. When you vividly imagine yourself succeeding in your endeavors, overcoming challenges, or living your ideal life, You're not merely daydreaming. You're programming your brain to recognize and pursue opportunities aligned with those visions. Creating mental blueprints requires more than casual wishful thinking. It demands deliberate, structured imagination combined with emotional investment. When you envision your future, engage all your senses. Feel the satisfaction of achieving your goals. Hear the conversations you'll have, see the environments you'll inhabit, and experience the emotions associated with your success. This multisensory approach strengthens the neural connections that support your desired outcomes. The compound effect of thinking operates silently but consistently. Each thought builds upon previous ones, creating patterns and tendencies that shape your perception, decision-making, and behavior. Positive, constructive thoughts accumulate to create momentum toward success, while negative, limiting thoughts compound into barriers and self-imposed restrictions. This is why monitoring and directing your thought patterns is crucial for building the future you desire. Your mind operates like a construction site where tomorrow's reality is being built today. Every thought contributes to this construction. Some thoughts lay foundation stones, others erect walls, and still others install windows and doors that open to new possibilities. The quality and nature of these thoughts determine the strength, functionality, and beauty of your future reality. Time plays a crucial role in this building process. Just as a physical structure requires time to rise from its foundation, your future reality develops gradually through persistent thought patterns. The key is maintaining consistency in your constructive thinking while allowing time for your mental blueprints to manifest in the physical world. This requires patience, trust in the process, and steady focus on your desired outcomes. The relationship between your thoughts and future reality isn't just philosophical, it's practical and actionable. By consciously choosing thoughts that align with your goals, regularly visualizing your desired outcomes, and maintaining faith in the building process, you actively participate in creating your future. Your thoughts today are literally tomorrow's reality in construction. Building tomorrow requires active participation today. Engage in regular visualization exercises, maintain clear mental pictures of your goals, and consistently align your thoughts with your desired outcomes. Your future is under construction right now, and every thought you entertain is contributing to its final form. Choose your mental building materials wisely, for they will determine the quality and characteristics of the reality you'll inhabit tomorrow. Mastering your inner dialogue. The way we talk to ourselves shapes our entire existence, yet most people remain unaware of this ongoing internal conversation. Your inner dialogue is the constant companion that interprets your experiences, guides your decisions, and ultimately creates your reality. This silent voice in your head holds immense power. It can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy, depending on how you cultivate it. Every moment of every day, you engage in this internal conversation, interpreting events, making judgments, and creating meaning from your experiences. When you make a mistake, your inner voice might say, "I'm such an idiot," or "This is a learning opportunity." These seemingly small differences in self-talk create vastly different emotional states and, consequently, different outcomes in your life. Understanding your inner dialogue begins with awareness. Start paying attention to the tone and content of your internal conversations. Are you speaking to yourself with kindness and encouragement or criticism and judgment? Many people are shocked to discover how harsh their inner critic can be, saying things to themselves they would never dream of saying to a friend or loved one. The good news is that you have the power to change this internal narrative. Just as you can choose your words when speaking to others, you can consciously select the language you use in your inner dialogue. This requires practice and persistence, but the rewards are transformative. Begin by catching yourself in moments of negative self-talk and consciously replacing these thoughts with more constructive alternatives. For instance, instead of "I always mess things up," try "I'm learning and improving every day." Rather than "I'll never be able to do this," say "I haven't figured this out yet, but I will." These subtle shifts in language create profound changes in your emotional state and, consequently, your actions and results. Your inner dialogue also acts as a filter through which you perceive reality. When your internal conversation is predominantly negative, you'll notice more negative aspects of your environment and experiences. Conversely, positive self-talk helps you recognize opportunities and solutions that might otherwise go unnoticed. This isn't about denial or fake positivity. It's about creating a balanced, realistic, and constructive internal narrative. One powerful technique for improving your inner dialogue is to imagine speaking to yourself as you would to a dear friend or a young child. Would you berate them for making a mistake? Would you tell them they're not good enough? Of course not. You would likely offer encouragement, support, and constructive guidance. Apply this same compassionate approach to your self-talk. Your inner dialogue isn't just about positive thinking. It's about accurate and helpful thinking. Sometimes, critical self-reflection is necessary for growth, but it should always be constructive rather than destructive. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me grow and improve, or is it keeping me stuck? Your inner dialogue also influences your confidence and self-image. When you consistently tell yourself you're capable, resilient, and worthy, you begin to embody these qualities. This isn't about empty affirmations, but about creating a realistic, empowering internal narrative that supports your growth and success. As you work on mastering your inner dialogue, pay attention to the questions you ask yourself. Instead of why does this always happen to me? Ask what can I learn from this situation? Rather than what if I fail, ask how can I prepare to succeed? The quality of your questions determines the quality of your internal conversations and, ultimately, the quality of your life. Through conscious effort and consistent practice, you can transform your inner dialogue from a source of limitation to a powerful force for positive change. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but each small shift in yourself talk moves you closer to becoming the person you aspire to be. Your inner dialogue is the narrator of your life story. Make sure it's telling the story you want to live. The architecture of thought. Every thought that crosses your mind is like laying a brick in the foundation of your future. Just as architects carefully design buildings to withstand time and elements, your thoughts construct the mental framework that shapes your life experiences. This architectural process of thinking determines not only how you perceive the world, but also how you interact with it and what you ultimately achieve. Your mind operates as a sophisticated construction site where thoughts are the raw materials. Each positive thought strengthens the structure, while negative thoughts can create weak points or even cause collapse. Understanding this architectural nature of thinking allows you to become more intentional about the mental structures you're building. When you recognize that your thoughts aren't merely passive observations but active building blocks, you gain the power to design your life with purpose. The foundation of your mental architecture begins with core beliefs. These are the deep-seated thoughts that support everything else in your life. If your foundation consists of limiting beliefs like I'm not good enough or success is only for others, the entire structure of your life experience becomes unstable. However, when you consciously lay a foundation of empowering beliefs such as I am capable of growth or every challenge brings an opportunity, you create a solid base for building success. Building mental structures requires consistency and attention to detail. Each thought pattern you repeatedly engage in creates neural pathways in your brain, similar to how frequently used routes become well-worn paths. These pathways become your default ways of thinking, automatically influencing how you respond to situations and challenges. By carefully selecting and reinforcing positive thought patterns, you create robust mental structures that support your goals and aspirations. The process of reinforcing positive frameworks involves more than just positive thinking. It requires active engagement with your thought processes and conscious effort to strengthen beneficial mental patterns. This might involve regularly practicing gratitude, focusing on solutions rather than problems, or deliberately seeking learning opportunities and challenges. Each time you choose to engage in these reinforcing thoughts, you add another layer of strength to your mental architecture. Demolishing limiting beliefs is equally important as building positive ones. These beliefs are like structural defects that need to be identified and addressed before they compromise the entire building. The demolition process begins with awareness, recognizing these limiting thoughts when they arise. Then comes the careful work of dismantling them through questioning their validity, examining their origins, and replacing them with more supportive beliefs. Your mental architecture also includes windows and doors, perspectives through which you view the world and pathways through which you connect with opportunities. The thoughts you entertain determine whether these openings are clear and welcoming or clouded and restricted. By maintaining thoughts that embrace possibility and opportunity, you create an architecture that naturally draws in positive experiences and connections. The beauty of mental architecture lies in its flexibility. Unlike physical buildings, your thought structures can be modified and improved at any time. This plasticity means that no matter how long you've held certain beliefs or thought patterns, you can always begin renovating your mental space to better serve your goals and happiness. Understanding the architecture of thought empowers you to become the master builder of your life experience. Each day presents countless opportunities to strengthen your mental structures through conscious thought selection. By treating your thoughts as valuable building materials and approaching their assembly with intention and care, you create a mental environment that supports your growth, happiness, and success. This architectural process is ongoing. Every moment offers a chance to reinforce positive structures or begin necessary renovations. Your thoughts are continuously shaping the space in which you live your life, and by understanding their architectural nature, you gain the power to design and build the life you truly desire. Bridges over walls. Every thought we entertain has the power to either construct walls that isolate us or build bridges that connect us to new possibilities. The human mind naturally creates barriers when faced with challenges, but we possess the remarkable ability to transform these obstacles into pathways toward growth and achievement. Understanding the nature of mental barriers is crucial in our journey of personal development. These walls often manifest as self-doubt, fear, limiting beliefs, or negative past experiences. They can feel solid and insurmountable, but like any wall, they were built brick by brick through repeated thoughts and can be dismantled the same way. The key lies in recognizing that these barriers exist only in our minds and can be transformed through conscious effort and positive thinking. Building psychological bridges requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing problems as dead ends, we must train ourselves to view them as opportunities for creative solutions. When we encounter a challenge, rather than allowing our minds to construct walls of impossibility, we can choose to lay the foundation for a bridge of possibility. This might mean reframing a difficult situation, seeking alternative viewpoints, or finding innovative ways to overcome obstacles. Psychological resilience grows stronger with each bridge we build. Just as physical bridges must withstand various weather conditions and heavy loads, our mental bridges need to be robust enough to carry us through life's challenges. We develop this resilience by consistently choosing constructive thoughts over destructive ones, by maintaining hope in the face of adversity, and by believing in our ability to find solutions. Connection is a fundamental human need, and our thoughts play a crucial role in how we relate to others and ourselves. When we build mental bridges, we create pathways not only to better circumstances, but also to deeper relationships and understanding. These connections can be internal, linking our present self to our future aspirations, or external, helping us relate better to others and their perspectives. The process of bridge building requires patience and persistence. Unlike walls, which can be erected quickly in response to fear or pain, bridges take time and careful consideration to construct. Each positive thought, each moment of courage, and each choice to believe in possibilities rather than limitations adds another support beam to our psychological bridges. The strength of these structures lies not in their immediate completion, but in their thoughtful construction over time. Transforming walls into bridges often begins with identifying the source of our mental barriers. What thoughts or beliefs are creating these obstacles? Once identified, we can begin the process of deconstruction, not through force or resistance, but through understanding and conscious redirection of our thinking patterns. Each wall presents an opportunity to build something new, a bridge to greater understanding, achievement, or personal growth. Our capacity for resilience grows as we practice bridge-building thinking. This involves developing the ability to bounce back from setbacks, maintain optimism in the face of challenges, and find creative solutions to problems. The more bridges we build, the more confident we become in our ability to overcome obstacles, leading to a positive cycle of growth and achievement. The beauty of mental bridge building lies in its ripple effect. When we transform our own mental barriers into pathways of possibility, we inspire others to do the same. Our example shows those around us that walls can become bridges, that limitations can transform into opportunities, and that connection is more powerful than isolation. This creates a network of positive influence that extends far beyond our individual experience. Every great achievement in human history began with someone choosing to build a bridge where others saw only walls. The Wright brothers built a bridge over the wall of earthbound limitations. Einstein built bridges between seemingly disparate concepts in physics. Every innovator, leader, and change maker has demonstrated the power of bridge-building thinking. Your thoughts are the architects and builders of your reality. Choose to be a bridge builder rather than a wall maker. With each positive thought, each moment of courage, and each choice to see possibilities rather than limitations, you strengthen your ability to create connections and overcome obstacles. The bridges you build today will become the pathways to your future success and fulfillment. Vision and creation. The relationship between vision and creation is perhaps one of the most powerful dynamics in personal transformation. Every significant achievement in human history began as a mental image before it materialized in the physical world. Your mind's eye serves as a preview screen for your future reality, and learning to use this internal projector effectively can dramatically accelerate your journey toward your desired outcomes. Visualization is far more than just daydreaming or wishful thinking. When you engage in purposeful visualization, you activate many of the same neural pathways that fire during actual physical performance. Athletes have long understood this principle, using mental rehearsal to enhance their performance on the field. The same technique applies to any area of life you wish to improve. The process begins with creating detailed mental images of your desired outcome. Rather than viewing it as a distant possibility, immerse yourself in the experience as if it's happening now. Engage all your senses. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures, and even imagine the smells and tastes associated with your vision. The more vivid and detailed your mental picture, the more powerful its impact on your subconscious mind. Mental rehearsal takes visualization a step further by walking through the specific actions needed to achieve your goal. If you're preparing for a presentation, mentally rehearse standing confidently, speaking clearly, and engaging with your audience. If you're working toward a fitness goal, visualize yourself performing each exercise with perfect form, feeling the burn in your muscles, and experiencing the satisfaction of completing your workout. Your brain doesn't always distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. This is why visualization can create new neural pathways and strengthen existing ones, making it easier to perform the actual behavior when the time comes. The more you practice mental rehearsal, the more natural and automatic the desired behavior becomes. However, vision without action remains merely a dream. The key is to use visualization as a catalyst or action rather than a substitute for it. As you create clear mental images of your goals, pay attention to the inspiration and ideas that arise. These are your mind's way of showing you the path forward. Each visualization session should end with identifying specific, actionable steps you can take immediately toward your goal. The power of visualization lies not just in seeing the end result, but in maintaining unwavering faith in its achievement. When you consistently hold an image in your mind, you naturally begin to notice opportunities and resources that align with your vision. Your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information, becomes attuned to anything that could help you achieve your goal. Make visualization a daily practice. preferably at the same time each day. Morning sessions can set a positive tone for your day, while evening sessions can program your subconscious mind as you sleep. Choose a quiet space where you won't be interrupted, close your eyes, and allow yourself to fully experience your vision. Start with 5 to 10 minutes and gradually increase the duration as you become more comfortable with the practice. Your mind's eye creates before your hands achieve. Every great invention, every successful business, every personal transformation began as a mental image. By developing your visualization skills and combining them with consistent action, you create a powerful force for change in your life. Your thoughts are the blueprint, and your actions are the building blocks that turn that blueprint into reality. The practice of vision and creation is a skill that improves with time and dedication. As you strengthen this ability, you'll find yourself naturally thinking in more positive and productive ways. Your mind will become an ally in your journey of transformation, constantly showing you new possibilities and paths to achievement. The future you envision today becomes the reality you live tomorrow. The reality shaper. Our personal reality is not simply a collection of external circumstances, but rather a carefully crafted interpretation shaped by our internal dialogue. Every word we speak to ourselves, every thought we entertain, and every story we tell about our experiences contributes to the unique world we inhabit. This profound truth reveals that we possess far more control over our reality than we often realize. The way we talk to ourselves about events holds more power than the events themselves. Consider two individuals facing identical job losses. One might tell themselves, "This is devastating. I'll never recover," while the other thinks, "This is an opportunity to pursue something I've always wanted." These contrasting internal narratives lead to entirely different experiences and outcomes, despite the identical external circumstance. Our environment plays a crucial role in shaping our thoughts, but we retain the ultimate authority over how we interpret and respond to these influences. The news we consume, the social media we engage with, and the people we surround ourselves with all contribute to our mental landscape. However, we can actively choose which influences to embrace and which to filter out. This selective attention allows us to craft an environment that supports rather than undermines our desired reality. Creating personal narratives is an art that requires conscious effort and practice. We are natural storytellers, constantly weaving tales about our experiences, relationships, and circumstances. These stories become the foundation of our perceived reality. By recognizing this, we can begin to deliberately craft narratives that serve our growth and well-being. Instead of defaulting to stories of victimhood or limitation, we can choose to frame our experiences through lenses of opportunity and learning. The control we have over our response to events is perhaps our most powerful tool in shaping reality. While we cannot always choose what happens to us, we maintain complete authority over our reaction to these events. This response ability is what transforms challenging situations into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Each response we choose reinforces our personal narrative and contributes to our ongoing story. Understanding the relationship between thoughts and reality requires acknowledging the role of belief systems. Our beliefs act as filters through which we interpret all incoming information and experiences. These beliefs, formed through years of accumulated thoughts and experiences, can either limit or expand our perceived possibilities. By consciously examining and updating our belief systems, we can broaden the scope of what we consider possible in our lives. The process of shaping reality through self-talk involves more than mere positive thinking. It requires a deep understanding of how our thoughts create emotional states, which in turn influence our actions and ultimately our results. This cycle of thought, emotion, action, result forms the basis of our experienced reality. By intervening at the thought level, we can initiate positive changes that ripple through the entire cycle. Reality shaping also involves recognizing and working with the concept of selective perception. We naturally notice and give weight to information that confirms our existing beliefs while often overlooking contradictory evidence. By becoming aware of this tendency, we can intentionally broaden our perspective and create a more balanced and empowering view of reality. The practice of reality shaping through self-talk requires patience and persistence. Our current reality results from years of accumulated thoughts and beliefs, and transforming it demands consistent effort over time. Each thought we choose, each story we tell, and each response we select contributes to this transformation. Through conscious awareness and deliberate choice, we gradually build a reality that aligns with our deepest aspirations and highest potential. Your reality is not fixed, but fluid, constantly being shaped by your thoughts and internal dialogue. By taking charge of these inner conversations, you become the architect of your experience rather than a passive observer. This understanding empowers you to create a reality that reflects your true desires and supports your growth and fulfillment. The habit connection. Our thoughts shape our habits, and our habits ultimately determine our destiny. This profound relationship between thinking patterns and behavioral routines forms the cornerstone of personal transformation. When we understand that every repeated thought creates neural pathways in our brain, we begin to see how our daily mental activities sculpt our future actions and results. Consider how a single thought, when repeated consistently, becomes a belief. That belief then influences our decisions, which lead to actions, and those actions, when performed regularly, become habits. These habits, over time, construct our character and determine our life's direction. This is why the ancient philosophers emphasized the importance of watching our thoughts. They understood this powerful progression from thought to destiny. Our brain operates much like a well-worn path in a forest. The more we walk a particular route, the more defined and easier to follow it becomes. Similarly, when we think certain thoughts repeatedly, we create stronger neural connections, making it easier for our minds to default to these familiar patterns. This is why breaking negative thought patterns can be challenging. We're literally trying to forge new paths through dense mental undergrowth. The good news is that we can consciously create new thought patterns that lead to positive habits. By deliberately choosing and repeating constructive thoughts, we begin to establish new neural pathways. For instance, if you consistently think about being health conscious, you'll naturally start noticing healthy food options, feel more inclined to exercise, and make better wellness choices. These thoughts, repeated daily, transform into actions that become your new normal. Breaking negative cycles requires awareness and persistence. Often, we're caught in destructive thought loops without even realizing it. These might manifest as constantly checking social media, procrastinating on important tasks, or indulging in self-doubt. The first step in breaking these cycles is recognition, becoming aware of the thoughts that trigger these behaviors. Once identified, we can begin the process of replacing them with more productive alternatives. Establishing positive routines starts with planting the right thought seeds. Want to become an early riser? Begin by thinking about the benefits of waking up early. Visualize yourself enjoying peaceful mornings and focus on how this change will improve your life. These thoughts will naturally lead to actions like setting an earlier bedtime, preparing the night before, and gradually adjusting your sleep schedule. Our thoughts also influence our emotional habits. If we regularly entertain thoughts of gratitude, we develop the habit of seeing the positive aspects of life. If we consistently think about solutions rather than problems, we cultivate a problem-solving mindset. These mental habits shape our emotional responses to life's challenges and opportunities. The power of habit formation through thought control extends beyond personal behaviors to influence our relationships and professional life. When we consistently think about being understanding and compassionate, we naturally develop habits of better listening and empathy. When we regularly focus on growth and learning, we automatically seek out opportunities for development and improvement. Changing thought patterns requires patience and persistence. Just as it takes time for a path in the forest to become clearly defined, it takes consistent mental effort to establish new thought patterns and corresponding habits. The key is to remain committed to the process, understanding that each positive thought is contributing to the formation of beneficial habits that will shape your future. Your thoughts are like the architect's blueprints for your life, and your habits are the construction crew that builds according to these plans. By consciously directing your thoughts toward what you want to become, you set in motion the creation of habits that will naturally lead you toward your desired destination. This is the essence of personal transformation, the conscious direction of thoughts to create habits that align with your highest aspirations. Curating your mental circle. Just as we carefully choose our friends and social circles, we must be equally selective about the thoughts we allow to occupy our mental space. Our thoughts are constant companions, influencing our decisions, emotions, and ultimately our life's direction. Creating a supportive and nurturing mental environment requires the same dedication and discernment we apply when cultivating meaningful relationships. Think of your mind as an exclusive club where not every thought deserves membership. Each thought that enters your consciousness should be evaluated based on its potential contribution to your growth, happiness, and overall well-being. This process of mental curation isn't about suppressing all negative thoughts. It's about being mindful of which thoughts deserve your attention and energy. Developing strong mental hygiene practices is essential for maintaining a healthy thought environment. Start each day by setting intentional thoughts that align with your goals and values. When unwanted or unhelpful thoughts arise, acknowledge them without judgment, then consciously redirect your focus to more constructive alternatives. This practice is similar to politely declining invitations from people who don't align with your life's direction. Consider implementing a mental screening process. Before allowing a thought to take root, ask yourself, does this thought serve my highest good? Is it aligned with my values and aspirations? Will entertaining this thought move me closer to or further from my goals? This screening process helps create a protective barrier against toxic thoughts while welcoming those that contribute positively to your mental landscape. Your mental circle should include thoughts that inspire, motivate, and challenge you to grow. These might be thoughts of gratitude, possibility, resilience, or determination. When you populate your mind with such empowering thoughts, they naturally attract similar ones, creating a virtuous cycle of positive thinking. This doesn't mean living in denial or avoiding reality. It means choosing to focus on thoughts that empower rather than diminish you. Creating supportive thought patterns requires consistent practice and awareness. Start by identifying recurring thoughts that frequently visit your mental space. Evaluate their impact on your mood, behavior, and overall life quality. Keep the thoughts that elevate and inspire you while gradually releasing those that drain your energy or hold you back. This process is similar to regularly decluttering your physical space. It creates room for new, better-serving thoughts to enter. Your thoughts are magnetic. They attract similar thoughts and experiences. By consciously selecting thoughts that align with your desired reality, you create a powerful attraction force for positive experiences and opportunities. This selective process extends beyond individual thoughts to include the information you consume, the conversations you engage in, and the media you expose yourself to. Maintaining high standards for your mental circle also means being vigilant about the company your thoughts keep. Pay attention to the associations and connections between different thoughts. One negative thought often leads to another, creating a downward spiral. Similarly, positive thoughts tend to connect and build upon each other, creating an upward spiral of optimism and possibility. Your mental circle should be dynamic and evolving, just like your personal growth journey. As you develop and progress toward your goals, certain thoughts that once served you might become limiting. Be willing to update your mental circle regularly, welcoming new thoughts that reflect your expanding consciousness and releasing those that no longer serve your highest good. By treating your thoughts as valued companions on your life journey, you create a mental environment that supports your growth and success. The thoughts you consistently entertain become the architects of your reality, shaping your perceptions, decisions, and ultimately, your life's direction. Choose them wisely, nurture them intentionally, and watch as your carefully curated mental circle transforms your external world. Mental clarity. Mental clarity stands as one of the most powerful assets in our journey of personal transformation. Like a pristine mountain lake that reflects the sky perfectly, a clear mind allows us to see our thoughts, goals, and path forward with absolute precision. Yet in today's world, our minds often resemble turbulent waters, clouded by endless information, responsibilities, and distractions. The path to mental clarity begins with understanding that our minds naturally accumulate mental clutter. Just as we regularly clean our living spaces, we must develop habits that clear our mental environment. This process isn't about emptying our minds completely, but rather about creating space for meaningful thoughts and productive ideas to flourish. Meditation serves as a cornerstone practice for achieving mental clarity. Through meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts without attachment, allowing them to flow through our consciousness like leaves floating down a stream. This practice helps us distinguish between essential thoughts that serve our growth and random mental noise that merely creates confusion. Even 5 minutes of focused breathing can begin to settle the mental waters and bring greater clarity to our thinking process. Mindfulness extends beyond formal meditation into our daily activities. By staying present and aware during routine tasks, we prevent our minds from accumulating unnecessary mental debris. This might mean focusing fully on washing dishes, experiencing each sensation rather than letting our minds wander to tomorrow's meetings or yesterday's conversations. This practice of presence gradually builds our capacity for sustained mental clarity. Decision-making improves dramatically with mental clarity. When our minds are clear, we can evaluate options more effectively, seeing potential outcomes and consequences with greater accuracy. We become less swayed by emotional impulses and more guided by wisdom and understanding. This clarity allows us to make choices aligned with our true values and long-term objectives, rather than reacting to immediate circumstances. Physical decluttering often accompanies mental clarity. Our external environment influences our internal state, and organized space promotes organized thinking. This doesn't require minimalism, but rather intentional arrangement of our surroundings to support clear thinking. Creating dedicated spaces for different activities, work, relaxation, exercise, helps our minds transition smoothly between different modes of thinking. Digital decluttering plays an equally crucial role in maintaining mental clarity. The constant notifications, emails, and social media updates fragment our attention and cloud our thinking. Establishing boundaries with technology, designated times for checking messages, turning off notifications, or having device-free periods, helps preserve our mental clarity in an increasingly connected world. Writing serves as a powerful tool for achieving mental clarity. Through journaling or free writing, we can externalize our thoughts, examining them more objectively on paper. This process often reveals patterns, connections, and solutions that weren't apparent when these thoughts remained swirling in our minds. The simple act of writing can transform mental chaos into organized understanding. Regular exercise contributes significantly to mental clarity. Physical movement helps release mental tension and promotes the flow of fresh ideas. During exercise, our minds often settle into a natural rhythm, allowing solutions to emerge effortlessly. The combination of physical activity and mental quietude creates optimal conditions for clear thinking. Sleep quality directly affects our mental clarity. A well-rested mind naturally maintains greater clarity than one struggling with fatigue. Establishing consistent sleep patterns, creating a calming bedtime routine, and ensuring adequate rest become essential practices for maintaining clear thinking throughout our days. Mental clarity requires ongoing maintenance rather than achieving a permanent state. Like tending a garden, we must regularly remove mental weeds, nurture productive thoughts, and create conditions that support clear thinking. This consistent practice transforms our minds from clouded and chaotic to clear and focused, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with wisdom and purpose. The power of one thought. A single thought has the power to alter the entire course of your life. This profound truth has been demonstrated countless times throughout human history, where one moment of clarity or inspiration has led to groundbreaking discoveries, life-changing decisions, and remarkable transformations. Think of Einstein's thought experiment about riding alongside a beam of light, which eventually led to the theory of relativity, or Rosa Parks' decisive moment when she chose to remain seated on that Montgomery bus. The power of one thought lies in its ability to create a ripple effect throughout your existence. When you grasp this concept, you begin to treat each thought with the respect and consideration it deserves. Every major achievement, every significant change, and every personal transformation begins with a single thought that takes root and grows into action. These pivotal moments of thought often arrive unexpectedly. They might come during your morning shower, while taking a walk, or in the quiet moments before sleep. The key is to recognize these thoughts when they appear and to give them the attention they merit. Many people experience these potentially life-changing thoughts, but let them slip away, dismissing them as mere daydreams or impossible fantasies. Taking action on that one powerful thought requires courage. It's about moving from the comfortable realm of possibility into the challenging territory of reality. This transition often feels daunting because it requires us to step out of our familiar patterns and embrace uncertainty. However, this is precisely where the magic happens, in that space between thinking and doing. Maintaining momentum after acting on that initial thought is crucial. Once you've taken the first step, each subsequent action becomes easier. Think of it as pushing a boulder up a hill. The first push is the hardest, but once you get it moving, maintaining its motion requires less effort. The same principle applies to implementing life changes sparked by a single powerful thought. Your one thought might be about starting a business, improving your health, repairing a relationship, or pursuing a long-forgotten dream. The nature of the thought isn't as important as your willingness to acknowledge it and take action. These thoughts often appear as quiet whispers of possibility rather than loud declarations of certainty. Learning to identify these potentially transformative thoughts requires developing a certain sensitivity to your inner dialogue. Not every thought will be life-changing, but by staying attuned to your mental processes, you'll better recognize those special moments when they arise. It's like developing an internal radar for opportunities and possibilities. One powerful thought can also act as a catalyst for changing your entire thinking pattern. When you successfully act on one transformative thought, you prove to yourself that change is possible. This creates a positive feedback loop, making you more receptive to other potentially life-changing thoughts and more confident in your ability to act on them. Sometimes, these pivotal thoughts come in the form of questions rather than statements. What if I tried this? Why not me? What would happen if I took this risk? These questioning thoughts can be particularly powerful because they open doors to new possibilities rather than presenting fixed solutions. Your next life-changing thought could occur at any moment. The question is, will you be ready to recognize it and act on it? By maintaining an open mind and cultivating the courage to act on your insights, you position yourself to harness the tremendous power of a single thought. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable started with one thought that they dared to take seriously. This understanding gives each day new potential and meaning. Every morning brings fresh opportunities for that one thought that could reshape your future. By remaining conscious of this possibility, you become more attuned to the thoughts that could lead to significant positive changes in your life. Your next transformative thought awaits. Are you ready to recognize and embrace it?